What are orbs, and why have I started to recognize them?
It's energy, but it's more than energy. It's energy with momentum, which means it's consciousness focused, which means it's spirit, and that's why you've begun attracting it. Mm-hmm. It's positive energy coalescing. It's energy focused and therefore more visible. It's vibrations and thoughts that are turning to visible things for you. So it's two things. It's energy becoming more seeable and you becoming more able to see.
What do I do with it?
Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Okay.
Enjoy it. Because there's not a message in the orb. The orb is the message. You're tuning in. Because you've got to be in a state of allowing in order to see it. That's the message. And then just take pleasure from it. Enjoy following the dancing balls. Are you seeing them in photographs too?
Yes, I see them in photographs. I see them on an iPhone.
Yes.
They used to be stationary the last time, well, one of the last times they were moving. One was moving in particular.
Well, your eyes had adjusted there. Esther was with friends the other night, and they were setting up a room for their son. And they had a light contraption that the light moved, or a light was shining, and then different discs were moving across. It was putting lights on the ceiling and around the room. You've seen them. It was beautiful. And then all of a sudden, it was like little fireflies everywhere. And Esther said, I remember early on in my Abraham experience saying, Abraham, I want to see you. And we said to Esther, we don't think you do, because every time you ask, you close your eyes so you can't. Because she didn't want anything to freak her out. It was early enough that she wanted to only feel good about what was happening. She wasn't sure what she might see. And so finally, with our prompting, she opened her eyes, and what she saw was a room full of fireflies everywhere, up close to her, off in the distance, a light everywhere. And then it congealed in the corner so bright she could hardly look into it, and then dispersed again. And we explained to her at the time that that is the most accurate way of depicting ourselves to her, because we are thought energy. And so she translated us in that way. And so, similar idea.
Okay. And I can intend them to come.
Well, yes, of course, but keep a soft and gentle focus. When you decide that you're going to will something into being, usually there's an attitude that I'm overcoming something so that I can see. And we are so appreciative of this conversation in light of everything that we've been talking about here today, and we'll talk about as we're moving forward. What your strategy wants to be for this deliberate creation is a soft and gentle focus. But the way you accomplish attracting or creating the things that you want is by preparing yourself to receive it. It's not by plotting the course. When you want something, rather than asking how and where and when and who, just think about what you want and why you want it. It's a much more general. And then do your meditation and do your rampages of appreciation and do your best to maintain this environment. We've got it going on here today. Can you feel it? This environment that is conducive to the receiving of what you want. Think, I'm attracting it. I'm not going after it. I'm not chasing orbs. I'm allowing myself to be one with orbs. I'm at one with them. They are pure positive energy, and I am too. And your desire that's being satisfied is that you all, we love you so much, physical creatures that you are. You want these thoughts to turn to things. You want things to become manifested so that you can see them. And so that desire is being satisfied. Just don't get carried away with it. Let energy be energy. Let energy be energy, and you be receptive to energy. Your eyes are translators of energy. Do you know that? What you see with your eyes is an interpretation of energy, a translation of energy. What you hear, you're translating vibration into what you hear with your ears and what you see with your eyes, what you feel with your fingertips. You are translating vibration. That's why you see and hear and smell and taste and touch. But your eyes are trained in this physical environment to see things that are manifested, while your eyes have the ability to see things that are in the process of becoming. You can see energy A lot of times when you look into the sky, what you think are particles that are light being reflected from sun, and of course that's a lot of what you're seeing, but you also often see energy, but you don't know you do because you don't know to look for it. And so when you are in that relaxed state and you are knowing well-being and you're not trying hard to make anything happen, you're just trusting well-being, you're just trusting your own rightness, your own goodness, in that state of being, then very often your eyes can see what others can't see. Do any of you see energy? Do you see auras? Are you getting any light show here? It's a little difficult with the squigglies in the curtain and so forth, but you can see energy, especially when you soften your vision to look. Yeah. Enough?
Yes. Thank you.
This is a good time for a segment of refreshment.
I'm ready to be ready. So I want to talk about manifestation. I want to talk about manifesting. I want to talk about creation. I want to talk about creating. And I want to talk about a very specific example. I have been building a mansion in Maui on the Kaanapali coast in my mind. And this is not just a place, but it's a lifestyle. And it is a place where I can do yoga every morning, where I can meditate every morning, where I can swim every day.
Sounds like the Hyatt Regency.
Yes, and it's absolutely one of my favorite places, yes. But we were just there recently, and my wife and I, my beautiful wife and I, that introduced me to you and introduced me to this amazing practice. And we saw some lots that were available and actually for sale right on the coast. And so since we've seen those, we've been sort of planning this, amazing life there. But my current work, which is very fulfilling and very wonderful and very creative, doesn't earn me the type of money that it would take to be able to build that mansion at this point. But I do understand how satisfying it is to have that vision and to have that desire and to have
There are a lot of things in your vortex. Being in beautiful places is one of them. But what are some of the other things that are in your vortex that you know are there?
Health, wealth, happiness,
yes.
Abundance.
Satisfaction. And what kinds of things bring you satisfaction? Do you like sitting on the beach by yourself or with someone else with the water washing up over you? Do you like that?
Absolutely.
Do you like it all the time? Are there other things you like as well?
There are.
And so what are some of those other things?
So I like creating music. I like creating things that go out into the world and give people joy.
Yeah. Do you believe in the power of your vortex? And do you think it's all in there?
Absolutely.
And do you think that your inner being knows what you want and where it is in relationship to where you are?
Absolutely.
So your questions are? My
question is, what's blocking me? And I realize that, this may be a 5-year plan.
Impatience.
Okay.
Impatience, not trusting the vortex. Because you said you wanted to talk about creating and you wanted to talk about creation and you wanted to talk about manifesting and you want to talk about manifestation. But what you're doing, and a lot of people do it, is you have decided what you want to be manifested, and then your logical mind tries to find a fast path to that manifestation. And since the money isn't already there, then that gets in your way. So the reason it's in your way is because you're too heavy on the manifestation and not focused enough on the deliciousness of the manifesting. You can tell when you start feeling impatience of time, you can tell that you're trying to speed to the manifestation rather than enjoy the manifesting.
So the day by day, minute by minute joy of creating.
It's not just moving toward that magnificent home site. It's moving toward so many things that are pleasing to you. Not just that too, but not just that. This is the reason that when we talk to you all about creating, we want you to realize that you never get it done and you never get it wrong. You can't get it wrong because it's never done. But the never done part hangs you up because you want it to be done because you want to get there to enjoy it. And we want to say to you, we want you to be on an ever unfolding path of becoming. Now stay with us just for a bit because this is a hard way to see it, but if you can see it, it will really serve you. We want that house on the Kaanapali shore of Maui to never be finished because in its becoming, it is still life-giving. In its having become, then it needs remodeling.
Right. So it's creating a lifestyle.
You got to move the furniture around for no reason.
Right. So is it more about creating a lifestyle and a feeling of sitting there meditating?
Lifestyle feels like me in my body living a style. Let's just call it creating a life flow, creating a life feeling. Let's call it satisfaction. I loved being there. I loved seeing it. I loved taking it all in. I loved feeling the energy of it. I loved the influence that that island had on my being. I love the well-being that is there and our ability to focus and the influence that that place had on me. I have been influenced. I've become infected with the vibration of Maui. It is now a part of me. I will never be able to be separate from it. I and that island are now one. We are a vibrational match to one another. There's such satisfaction in knowing that. Satisfaction in the memory of it. Satisfaction in the becoming of it. Jerry and Esther have 40 acres in Texas. It's along the interstate, close to Interstate 10. And they bought it in several pieces that just kept showing up. And now it's this contiguous piece of 40 acres. And it was really interesting. Someday Esther will write it down so that you can read how fun it was as it evolved. But one day, long after they had all 40 acres and long after the beautiful center building was built where Abraham-Hicks Publications is housed, Jerry and Esther were sitting in the room that is Jerry's office, and Jerry was basking with such intensity. And he said to Esther, I'd like to talk to Abraham, because before they owned any of that acreage, they were renting a house down the street. And on warm summer days, they used to walk through the bushes and duck through a wire fence and walk over into this acreage. And they came out into a clearing, and Jerry said to Esther one day, can you feel this? And Esther said, oh, I can. It felt like well-being. It felt like what you're feeling when you think of Maui. It was intense. It was almost tasteable. It was so strong. And so every day that they were in the area, they walked in there and roamed around in there and enjoyed it. Whoever owned it hadn't been there in so many years. There was no evidence of anybody ever having been there. And so now, fast forward these years, and now Jerry and Esther are sitting in this building. And Jerry said, Abraham, I think I'm sitting on maybe the exact spot where that clearing was. And when Esther and I found it all those years ago, I said to Esther, happy people have lived here. And we said to him in that moment, you are the happy people you were feeling.
You in the future, yeah.
In the vortex.
Yeah.
It was already in the vortex, and they were being called to see it because it was already in the vortex. And he felt like that he had found the spot where happy people had been, when actuality, he had found the spot where happy people were moving to. This is what this vibrational reality is all about. But this is why we are wanting you to find patience. But patience isn't something that you can just find. Patience is something that you feel. Patience and satisfaction are the same thing. It's being satisfied with these thoughts, satisfied with these feelings, not needing this and this and this to change before I feel satisfaction. Feeling satisfaction because I'm finding it here. I'm finding it in the thought. I'm finding it. Many years transpired between the time they felt that and the time they were sitting in that spot.
And so when you resonated with it, when you felt that resonation, did you forget about it then for a while? And then other things happened in the universe, the magical artificial intelligence that is our universe came together and built it?
Yes, yes. When you find a moment in time where you feel that satisfaction and you sit in it and contemplate it and enjoy it and acknowledge it and let its influence really influence you, let yourself become one with it. It's yours forever. It will never go away. And so other things will lead you to it. But it's not just that one thing that gives you that. Let all the things in your world, let your filmmaking give you that. Let your baby give you that. Let your mate give you that. Let your neighbors give you that. Let so many things lead you to that place, because it's the vibrational frequency that we're talking about. It's not the subject, it's the frequency. And lots of things will lead you to that frequency. And once you own that frequency, once that frequency is home, not Maui, once that frequency is home, then those vibrations must turn to those things. It just has to be. This is a really good time. for a segment of refreshment.